The writers you'll meet in the next group of videos all chose very cool ways to write themselves a paycheck. Megan will tell you how each of them came up with the right job.
Hello sports fans, Megan here covering all the bases on writing jobs in the next 4 videos. Each one is a home run and there are no strikeouts in this game. Why am I talking like this? Because first up, we've got the story of a sports reporter who bats words around without ever throwing a curve. Can a sports reporter also be a fan? Watch as Dave Curtis takes you out to the ball game and gives you the sports report.
Sports Report.
Get your Brooklyn Cyclones yearbook and scorecard here!
Strike! Making a great play isn't the only way to have fun at a baseball game. Dave Curtis doesn't wear a uniform or a glove, but he's a big part of what happens off the field. Dave is a reporter for the New York Post newspaper, and it's his job to let the readers know all about the Brooklyn Cyclones, a minor league baseball team named after the famous roller coaster at Coney Island Amusement Park in Brooklyn, New York. Dave gets to the stadium early and talks to the players about the upcoming game. Being a sports reporter is something he's wanted to do ever since he was a kid.
When I was 8, 9, 10 years old, I used to do play-by-play like I was a TV or radio announcer. You know, people used to look at me kind of funny, like, what's that kid doing? But now I get to be in the press box for real. This is home.
The press box is definitely a great place for a baseball game. But Dave's not there to eat peanuts and cheer for the Cyclones. He's got to keep a careful eye on the game, keeping track of who gets the big hit and who makes the great play. When the game's over, he heads to the clubhouse to interview the players. Whether the Cyclones win or lose, Dave's job is to help his readers understand what went right, what went wrong, and why.
Then he came out.
The answers he gets are the last thing he needs to put together his story. Dave's got to meet a deadline for tomorrow's paper, so he only has a short time to organize his notes, collect his thoughts, and write his article. When he's finished, he sends the story over the internet to the New York Post and calls in to make sure his boss is happy. And in the morning, Brooklyn Cyclones fans everywhere can read all about it.
A book may just be paper, ink, and glue, but in between the covers, there's a whole other world. A world created by somebody's imagination. Take this Harry Potter book, for instance. It's got fantasy, adventure, wizards, magic, and more, but it all came from the mind of one writer, J.K. Rowling. Judging by the size of it, I'd say that woman's got a huge imagination. How do some people use their imagination to make their dreams come true? Let's watch the video.
Wizard of Words.
He'll be famous, a legend. There will be books written about Harry. Every child in our world will know his name.
When J.K. Rowling wrote those words about Harry Potter, she had no idea they would really come true.
We love Harry Potter!
But kids in England went wild over Rowling's exciting series of books about a boy wizard and his magical adventures, and the rest of the world followed. Harry Potter books are printed in 60 different languages with dozens of different covers, and millions of people line up, dress up, and even sleep out just to buy them. It's Harry Mania.
It's very different. It's not like a normal average book. It's so detailed. It's almost like watching the book instead of reading it.
J.K. never expected fame and fortune. Before she wrote her best-selling books, she was a single mother living in a small apartment in Scotland. She had no money and no job, and she was scared about her future. But she always knew, even as a young girl, that she was destined to be a writer.
As soon as I knew that people wrote books, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
In 1990, J.K. had the idea that would change her life. She was riding on a train one day when suddenly, as if by magic, Harry Potter entered her imagination and she knew she would write his story. But even a wizard of words couldn't just wave a magic wand and make a book appear. It took many years of writing. and boxes stuffed with notes before this became this. But you can tell by the words on each page that J.K. loved every minute she spent creating Harry's world, just as much as his world of fans enjoy her magical creation. Now, J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen of England and as famous as a rock star. And every 30 seconds, someone, somewhere, begins to read a Harry Potter book. And to think, it all started with a train ride.
Hello? Hello? Oh, this new phone can do so many different things, but I can't even figure it out. I don't want to take a picture. I don't want to write a message. I just want to make a phone call. It's times like these when you need a geek to come to the rescue. Hello? Omar. Oh, I was just talking about you. I need your help with my cell phone. What's that? Watch the video about your job as a technology reporter and call you back? Okay, but I still don't know how to make a call. And why are we so fascinated by the latest and greatest technology anyway?
Toy Story.
With so many high-tech games and cool gadgets out there, how do you know which ones to choose? That's a question for Omar Wasso, a technology expert who appears on TV and radio to report on the newest and coolest high-tech toys. Omar knows just about everything about computers, electronics, the internet. In other words, he's a geek.
I think being a geek means that you're somebody who really enjoys understanding how technology works.
Of course, even a geek has to do research for this job.
People send me things like the Xbox and PlayStation for free so that I can check them out.
Which sounds a lot more like play than work.
Yes.
Omar figures out what he wants to say about these new products, and he writes it down.
Basically, for every segment I do, I've got to write a script out.
And then it's time to go on the air. It might be a radio segment.
It's time for Tech Tips with our very own tech guru, Omar Wasso.
Or a TV spot.
At the end is the XM Commander. That one is...
But either way, Omar's got a pretty great job.
The best thing about my job is that I get to read about technology and write about it.
And he gets paid to play with toys.
Go. Oh. How cool is that?
Very cool. How did he get so lucky? Well, when Omar was a kid, he got hooked on video games. He figured out how they worked and graduated from playing them to creating them.
That's it. Game over for me.
Then he started figuring out the secrets behind all kinds of technology.
And this is cute. Watch this. You go into Vindigo, and it's not just about knowing how to turn on the television, but what's going on behind the screen.
Omar puts in long hours, going over story ideas with his TV producer.
Well, what I would love to do is a segment on gadgets for kids, high-tech...
And writing scripts, and running to do interviews. So he relies on catnaps to keep him going. But at the end of the day, even the wired get tired. So Omar logs off, unplugs, and leaves technology back at the office.
Bye.
Yeah, right. You can't blame him for loving his job.
Proud to be a geek.
Do you ever dream of what it would be like to cruise around Hollywood and hang with your favorite stars? Well, the woman in our next video gets to do that all the time, and she gets paid for it. Her name is Carmen Esker, and she writes about celebrities for some popular teen magazines. Talk about a dream job. Watch and see who she's hanging with, think about why we think celebrities are cool, and I will keep on dreaming.
On the Beat.
Most people know celebrities from their pictures, their movies, and their music. But Carmen Esker actually knows them. She's right at home on the red carpet at a VH1 awards show.
It's a little nutty, but it'll be okay, trust me.
Carmen is a writer for Tiger Beat and Bop, two of the biggest teen magazines in the country.
We love Bop and Tiger Beat.
She gets to interview the stars and a whole lot more in this totally entertaining job.
Can't really have a bad day because there's always something exciting happening. Hollywood Boulevard, right there.
The glitz of Hollywood is a long way from Tijuana, Mexico, which will always be home to Carmen.
I miss Tijuana because my family is all there, and my brothers are there, and their kids are there, and I'm the only one here because I'm working here, so that's the part that I miss.
But work keeps her busy. Today, she's interviewing Camille Winbush from The Bernie Mac Show. She'll only have a few minutes between Camille's scenes, so Carmen's gotta be ready to ask questions and take notes as soon as Camille sits down.
I always bring my tape recorder with me. It's you have to have it. And I always have a notepad because you sometimes will see like a celebrity doing something on the set that's kind of interesting, or like what kind of things they were wearing.
Hi Camille, how are you?
Hi.
Carmen, nice to see you.
Then it's back to the Tiger Beat office. What's next? An interview with the singing group Aja. The sisters Jamie and Andrea come to the office and they even sing a little.
I'm gonna give you all the love I've got to give inside.
After arranging a quick photo shoot for the magazine, Carmen gets to hop on Aja's tour bus.
I want to go on the road with you.
Fun.
This is so much fun. Look, it's all pink.
At the end of each day, there's still tons for Carmen to do. There are articles to finish writing and interviews to listen to. But whether she's talking to the stars,
Thank you so much. Tracy Morgan.
or putting together fashion photos for the magazine, it really comes down to one thing for Carmen.
So now I'm proofreading a story on Mandy Moore and Katie Holmes, and I'm also working on my fashion story, The Closet, that we were looking at earlier. And it's all great. I love the fashion, I love the celebrities, but what I really, really love is the writing. And that's what really gets me excited.
And that's all she wrote. You can close the book on this topic and open a new one.